I'm author R. Brady Frost, and this is my very first Free Talk Tuesday video. What is Free Talk Tuesday? Well, it's just a series of videos that I'm going to start putting out that are a little bit more laid back in nature. The intent is to have videos that are one cut, no edits, just me talking to the camera. And I figure, while maybe not super valuable to the world, it will help me work on my camera presence and work on feeling comfortable with creating videos and posting them online. Because that's been a big issue that I've had, is I have a huge problem with perfection. I have recorded and re-recorded and re-recorded and re-recorded videos that I have yet to upload. And I feel like this is a good way for me to build experience being in front of the camera, talking, dealing with mistakes, and saying, okay, we're just going to post it. So this is really low pressure, just a nice talk to the camera, to the folks that are watching and who care and want somebody to talk to them for a little bit, maybe. I don't know. So the topics that I've got for today are, first and foremost, there's going to be a writing update. And then I have some newsletter news. And then we're going to talk about shopping, government, and the economy, but no politics allowed. So don't worry, we're not going down that road. All right, writing update. I have been writing every single day this month. And that is in large part thanks to my wife, Tara, who created a Google Sheets spreadsheet that I can upload my daily tallies. Now, I've done this in the past, and I found it very helpful, but the problem is that it's hard not to compare yourself to other writers when you're using a joint Excel spreadsheet or Google Sheets spreadsheet. So I asked my wife if she'd be willing to, put one together for me. I know that that's something I could do, but I was feeling a little overwhelmed with work on one side, just day-to-day stress, and then trying to get words in. And she very graciously did that, and I will be posting a video about that whole thing in particular with a link to a template that she's been working on. I think up there, or there, or maybe just down here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it's been really helpful. I'm writing through a lot of grief and anxiety, depression stuff right now. And so I've told myself, just try to write 10 words a day. And that has been one of the fundamental pieces of advice that has worked for me. And one piece of advice that I would definitely give anyone else. And that kind of brings us to the topic of this channel in particular. And I love it when people reach out to me and they say, hey, I'm thinking about writing, and here's this issue that I'm running into. Do you have any advice? And I don't know. There's something about helping people with things that I have myself worked through in a compassionate way that makes me happy. And so I think from the perspective of this channel, I don't want to come across as some writing guru, because I'm not. But I have learned some lessons as I've been on this writing journey, and I have information that is hard earned that I have no problem sharing. So while I have been asked if I would create a course, I don't think I'm there yet, even if I were to offer it for free. But what I can do is I can do these videos, and I can work on this channel and overcome some of my own anxieties and fears. And maybe at some point in the future, if I have enough that I feel would be a valuable course, then I might put something together. But for right now, I'm just going to post videos that, if I would have had them at an earlier stage in my writing career, I feel they would help me. That's the audience that I understand, and so I think that's the audience that I am going to create videos for. And I guess in a way, this whole process can help me become a little bit more compassionate towards myself. I am a bit of a perfectionist, even though these Talk Tuesday videos are supposed to be no edits, no cuts. I'm a couple in. And the first one really is because I didn't know that my camera would shut off after 30 minutes at 29 minutes and 59 seconds. So it was kind of a forced cut, but then I tried to finish it up and the battery died. So I'm just going to take that as providence that maybe there was something wrong with that video, and we're just going to roll with this one. So thank you for your patience. Even though you haven't been along for the whole journey, it's been a journey. But we're here now. We're a little over 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes in, and we're going to get to it. So the writing update is slow but steady progress towards my current project, which is a novella for the Jukebox series. It was a joint project with other authors. I think that project might be dying, but I'm still very intent on writing the portions that I have. That said, as soon as I finish this novella, which is probably about 2/3 of the way done, I'm getting back to Seeking Truth, which is book 3 of my A Battle Mage Reborn series. It's been almost 3 years since the last book was published. I understand folks are waiting. I understand some folks are disappointed. Life has just been so very hard these last couple years, and writing these books, writing these novellas has been a way this year for me to start regaining that part of my life, the writing part, building it up and bringing it back so I feel like I have what it takes to write Seeking Truth to be the book that it needs to be, that I want it to be. And I think that I've been doing a pretty good job. My first story was Staying Alive, and that follows a character named Claudia. And my second story, Golden Brown, is introduced. The main character of this story was introduced at the very end of Staying Alive. This is his venture into the jukebox by picking the song Golden Brown. And I have to say, I have really challenged myself with these stories. One is a bit of a fairy tale retelling with a lit RPG twist. And the other one, obviously still lit RPG, or game lit, however you want to see it, is a nautical themed dungeon. So that's been really fun, also really scary, to venture into a nautical environment where we are on a ship in the ocean. Things are going down. I'm at a really exciting part, and I think it's going pretty well. I'm really actually very excited about it. That brings me into the next update, which is newsletter news. So I have not done a very good job as an author of keeping my newsletter active, of talking to the folks, I'll call them fans, who invited me to be a part of their email inbox. Before I wrote my latest email, I had 41 subscribers. After I wrote and sent out my latest email, I had 40. Sorry, Jim, that you didn't get what you were hoping for, and I have no hard feelings. I kind of have a plan for how things are going to go in the future. I understand that I haven't been active with my newsletter, and so it could be a little jarring, just like, who the heck is this guy, right? I get it. No hard feelings, Jim. Anybody else who wants to hop off my newsletter, that's totally okay. But I am going to start sending out chapters of Staying Alive to my newsletter subscribers. 1 to 2 chapters a week. This comes on the heels of sending out my previous newsletter email where it was kind of a jumble, kind of a mess. I explained some of the difficulties that I've been dealing with on a very intimate level with my newsletter subscribers, just to let them know, where I'm at and why this has been so difficult for me. It was a very emotional email. I actually broke down crying while writing it, But my intent originally was to send out the PDF of Staying Alive saying, hey, I know I've failed you guys. It's been 3 years almost since my last book. And here's something I've been working on. I'm giving it to you for free. And I sent out a link to the PDF, but also a link to the project on Royal Road. And so I learned some valuable lessons there. Only 5% of 41 subscribers clicked on the link. And I get it. That PDF is like 107 pages long, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And if I put myself into that situation, I already have a really big to-be-read pile, right? And when I get newsletters from whoever, whether it's an author or Costco telling me about warehouse deals or whatever it is, if I get that email and I'm not ready to act on whatever it is that they're giving me, it's really hard to go back, add it to the list of running things in my mind that I have to take care of. And a whole novella, man, I've got to fit that in. I probably wouldn't click on the link for a novella right now because I have so many other stories that I'm currently reading one novel. I've got a bunch of others on my list that I'm wanting to read. And it just doesn't feel like there's enough hours in the day, right? But then I got thinking about it. Why did this not work? Why did I not get the results that I wanted? Which was to give these people, these fans, access to a story that I had written for free. Just to say, hey, look, I'm sorry that I haven't gotten this book out. I needed to write this to get myself back to the place where I can write this book and have it be what it needs to be or what I need it to be, and to the quality level that I need it to be, and taking into account that both Staying Alive and Golden Brown, I've picked themes that are very, very difficult for me. Instead of writing something easy, I picked things that terrified me because I knew that if I could tackle that fear, if I could write it and be happy with the story that it is, then that would be what I need to get back to seeking truth. Go back, reread the chapters that I have, make some edits, make some changes, and then push forward with the story. And yeah, my goal was to give my most loyal readers, my newsletter subscribers, these stories for free. And what I determined was, if it were me, I would want that chapter. I would want it a chapter at a time because I can sit and read that on my phone. And then I would actually, over time, if I'm invested in the story, I'm going to be looking forward to those emails. And this isn't about training anyone or anything like that. It's about how I would like to consume the content. And once I started looking at it that way, it's kind of informed a lot of different processes about how I'm going to approach, one, this channel, and two, my newsletter and my writing. And, I think I know myself fairly well. I'm learning that I don't know myself as well as I thought I did. And I struggle in areas that I didn't think that I struggled in. And that's been a rough journey. But what I do know, I can target what I do know about myself and how I want to consume content and how I want to be on a journey, right? So my videos for this channel are going to be in a format and discussing content that I personally would have found valuable. I'm not approaching this with a lot of ego. I am not approaching my newsletter with a lot of ego. I'm just trying to do a better job. Because one of the things that I've said to other writers, to other people in my life, is I don't know who I'm supposed to be as an author. I'm pretty sure Stephen King feels fairly comfortable in his own skin as an author these days. And if he doesn't, then he's just human, and we all struggle in our own ways. And sometimes I bet his name is heavier than anything else. But I'd be willing to bet that he does all right. He's got his process. I've read On Writing. He definitely has his process, and he's comfortable with that, and that's cool. And I need to figure out who I am and accept and embrace that person instead of trying to figure out what other people want me to be. And that is a huge mind shift for me, in that it's okay to be who I am. And I need to figure out who that person is. I think we all need to kind of figure out who that person is. Who are you supposed to be? What are the aspects of yourself that you like? What are the aspects of yourself that you, if you're just being honest without being egotistical or, I guess that's a good word, egotistical. What are the parts of yourself that you could admire if they were in somebody else? And work on those, you know, and foster that and chisel out this person of this block of personage that you are, right? What are the parts of yourself that you enjoy? And if I ask that to myself, I like being kind. I haven't always been kind. Dealing with the military, that, you know, I was set on a path that's very unkind, very just hyperlogical. Take command and do the things, and that has wreaked havoc in friendships and family relationships. And you know, there's a person inside of here who is so much more than that, and that's what I want to work on, and that's what I want this channel to be, and that's what I want my books to be, is, you know, logical, emotional, kind, and, you know, if that makes sense. That doesn't mean that I'm not ever going to kill a character. That doesn't mean that, you know, bad things aren't going to happen, because that's part of books. But that is the journey that I am on. It's like one of self-discovery and figuring out who I am. And this is the part of myself that I want to foster and nourish and grow. So, yeah. Stories in consumable bites. I also am a supporter of Ream. I am a Ream ambassador. There has been some drama in that community over the past few months, and I get it. I understand. I'm not picking any sides. I think it's tragic in a lot of different ways, but it is what it is. And I think Ream is a better solution for authors than Patreon. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be releasing Staying Alive, and then chapters of Staying Alive, and then chapters of Golden Brown through my newsletter. There will be a link down below if you want to join. But I will also post those chapters to my Ream account. I will post a link to that below, and you can follow me there. Please only follow me. You can follow me for free. You can get email updates about things that I post. There is stuff about A Battle Mage Reborn in that series. I have handwritten pages with scribbles and connecting lines, and you can see some of the stuff as it exits my brain when it goes on paper. There's actually some pretty decent stuff on there, but please do not subscribe to a paid tier, and I'm going to tell you why. This isn't a trick. I am not trying to manipulate you in any way. I have them set up. I have some of them turned off, like you can't join. I don't think if they're all set that way. In the future, I would like to offer a series where people can support me, but I'm not there yet. I'm struggling to write 100, 200 words a day, and I don't want to disappoint anyone. And so just follow me. You can get access to the first 6 or 7 chapters of Seeking Truth. They will probably be edited and massaged a little bit. I might change some of the later chapters out of that grouping. Something obviously doesn't feel right, because that's where I hit a wall going down that story channel, right? And so I might need to go back and change some of the later chapters. But there is a huge event that takes place at the beginning of book 3. And you can go and see a little bit, at least what that is going to look like. I think that fight scene I'm pretty happy with, but I'll have to go back and reread it. I know that at least that part is pretty safe. But again, please only follow my account. You can get access to all this stuff for free. You can read, if you're seeing this video later and you want to get, you know, a free lit RPG novella in your inbox. You'll probably get the later ones. I don't have a paid tier of MailChimp, so I don't want to create a whole onboarding journey right now. I only had 41 subscribers, only 40 subscribers right now. So I think we can have a place where I can post really cool stuff on Ream. I really like the community. I really like the folks behind it. I am sorry about the drama for those that are really upset about it. Again, I can see it from both sides. I don't want to get involved. I think it's a heck of a lot better of a deal than Patreon. And so that's where I'm going to build a lot of my community. So please, if you want to join me, join my email list. I'll post the chapters. You can catch up on Ream and then, get the ongoing emails. And as I work on my writing muscles and overcome a lot of this stuff that I'm dealing with in my life, as I'm learning to write through it, I can't fix some of the things. And sometimes you have to just lean into something with acceptance, and that's what I'm kind of trying to do. I would like to get better at this, and I would like to be able to post more content and work on my big stories and stuff. And so, yeah, please join me. I'll post the stuff on Ream as well. Please follow me there. Again, please, no paid tiers. If I have it open, don't do it. I don't want to. I don't want to disappoint you. I'm not there yet. So I built it, but please don't use it. Just use the follow function. It's totally free. Totally free. You just put in your email address so that Ream can notify you when I post things. That it'll give you chapter updates. So we'll do that, okay? Yeah, it's a really neat platform, and the suggestions that I put in there have been implemented. They're very enthusiastic. I really, really enjoy the platform. It's something I do want to share with everyone. So if you're a writer, I will put my link in there that as an ambassador, total, I just had the word and I lost it. Transparency. That's it. Total transparency. If you use my link to sign up as an author for Ream, they will give me a cut out of their portion of the fees, but that just lets them know that I'm a good ambassador, and I still want to be involved at that level. And I've done a horrible job at posting content on Ream and being an ambassador for the platform, and that's something that I would like to work on. Not because, look, the fees are going to be minimal. Like, I'm going to get like $1 or $2 a month unless you're like some superstar and you sign up through my link, and then you blow up the platform. And I hope that for you. I don't really care about the monetization part of it for me, but using my link will let them know that I am valuable to the platform, and I do want to be a valuable member of growing that platform so that more authors know about it and more people who want access to authors know about it. Patreon's got their own thing, but they're not focused on authors or writers. They're focused on the YouTube stars, the podcasts, all that stuff. And there are reasons that I don't necessarily like that platform that have nothing to do with writing. So if there's an alternative out there that's going to take care of authors and writers, whatever you want to call yourself, and they're responsive and they want to do a good job, I'm a part of the audio beta, and if I can get to the point where I can have enough of myself to produce audio content, I'm going to be there. So that's it. As far as shopping, government, and the economy, those are some tricky topics for people. I don't want to get into any politics. I don't care who you're voting for. I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for. It doesn't matter. We've gotten crazy as a society, as a world right now. It's crazy. And I don't want to be a part of that. But my main gig is I am a civil servant. I work for the federal government. Every October for the last few years has been a scary time of, will we be furloughed? And I just saw this morning that they had some emergency funding that's going to take us through the election. That means that I have a job, that I can show up, and that I know I'll get paid. There have been times in my civil service career where I have been an emergency essential employee, which meant that I had to show up during a shutdown where my peers stayed home. That would have been a lovely time to focus on my writing and then get back pay. That was not the case for me. I have not yet been in a shutdown where, you know, you don't show up for work and then whenever they figure out their crap and get the funding approved at whatever level they want to approve it at, you get back pay. That's not happened for me in my career. But it would have been a great opportunity to get some writing done. Not going to happen until at least after the election. My goal, no matter what, is to keep on writing. Just write through the difficulties. And it's been hard, but I'm learning. Economy. Shop smart. There's the stores too. Beware psychological warfare at the grocery store. And I know that sounds crazy. I don't know what it looks like at in you guys' neighborhood. And I know there's so many diverse communities out there. There are food deserts, and then there are places of plenty. There are places with really good CSAs and community-supported agriculture developments, groups, projects. There are amazing farmers markets out there. If you have any in your area, please support those farmers. One, because you know these people, you can't, well, you don't, maybe you don't know them today, but you can get to know these people. You can know the people who are producing in your area. You can get access to better food. I know that when I was in the military and I had a very young family, WIC was an amazing program that I am so happy to be able to support today as a civil service employee. They gave us vouchers to go to the farmers market in Anchorage, Alaska. When this is just, we were stationed at Elmendorf Air Force Base. Food cost a lot of money. It feels a lot like that those days today. If you can get out there, with whether you're on WIC or not, if you can support those farmers, you're going to get access to higher quality food, very competitive prices in a lot of places. So please check that out if you can. I don't know what the stores look like in your neighborhood, like I was saying a minute ago, but Walmart and Smith's, which is now owned by Kroger, are doing complete store teardowns and rebuilds, moving things all across the aisles. I think this has a lot to do with psychological warfare. You can go in there, look at the Coke products. If they're like $9.99, but it's on sale, and you buy two, which is $20, and you get a bunch of extra ones for free, which pretty much puts it back to the price it was 6 months ago. Pay attention. Maybe lay off the Coke, Coke products, or similar Pepsi if Pepsi's doing it. Whatever products it is, because if you want to be a full-time author, you have to get your finances under control. And if they're moving things around so that you are spending more time looking for the things that you normally shop for, and you're not paying attention to the price, there is only so much that the human brain, only so much stimuli, frustration that you can handle at one time. And the economic reports state that we are at a crazy economic precipice right now. Consumer debt, credit card debt by consumers is at an all-time high. Like crazy levels. That means that we are outsourcing inflation and government spending and all this other stuff. I don't care. Throw your politics out the window. I don't care who you're voting for. This is a government-wide problem, and people who don't have a lot of money are being hit the hardest. Shop smart. Start paying off your debt, because if you want to leave that full-time gig, you need to be able to do so without a burden of debt. So if you need, I don't care, Dave Ramsey, Mr. Money Mustache, any other guru out there, whoever can help you get your spending under control and start saving and get yourself out of debt, getting on that journey now is so important. Start putting food aside if you can, beans, rice, whatever cheap items that are healthy for you, start doing it. It's really important. That's the journey we're on. And I'm just about to hit 30 minutes, and I want this to be one take, no edits. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video right now. But thank you for joining me for my Free Talk Tuesdays. Hopefully these get better over time and I get a little bit more used to the camera and not making mistakes, or being okay with simple mistakes that I'm the only one that noticed. I don't know. But thanks for joining me. If you watched this far, check down in the description below and I'll give you those links. I hope that you join me on my journey with staying alive and then golden brown, and I'll get back to seeking truth.